Hey guys, so I'm here today with a tag, and I checked, and apart from the behind the scenes tag, which was a little bit different, I haven't actually done a tag since October. I don't know why, because they are super fun to do. This particular tag is called the subject tag. It was originally made up by Rachel Reviews All, and I was tagged by the unfairly awesome Foolish Oats. It basically goes through a whole bunch of high school subjects, and you pick out books to match up with those subjects. And even though I've spent a great deal of my adult life pretending that high school never happened, I thought it sounded like fun. However, I do not have the vast majority of my books with me, so you'll just have to use the power of imagination and pretend that I'm holding the book over here. You'll survive, I'm sure. So the first subject is maths, and for that you have to pick a crime novel, and I picked The Big Sleep by Raymond Chandler. In fairness, this is actually the only crime book that I've ever read, I think. There's been a bunch of which have like mystery components to it, like Shades of Grey by Jasper Fforde, but this one I think is the only pure crime book that I've ever read. Luckily, it's a fantastic book anyway. This one is a classic of the sort of hard-boiled genre, I think. I don't really understand terminology. So I spent the entire book imagining literally all of the characters wearing trench coats and trilbies, so I really enjoyed it. The second subject is science, so picking a science fiction or a fantasy book, and I picked Stardust by Neil Gaiman. I think it takes a very special author to be able to immerse you so entirely in a series and get you to leave all your preconceived notions behind, but Neil Gaiman just writes in such a realistic and engaging way. I bought everything that he said. Subject number 3 is English Lit, so obviously a classic novel, and I have picked A Room with a View by E.M. Forster. Forster? One of those. And Lighting Change. This book sums up my worldview pretty neatly, which is valuing passion over composure. I definitely recommend that everyone reads it, but especially read it if you can't stand all those other social faux pas and really harsh system of social rules which you find in a lot of other classic novels. Because this book pretty much tells you how shit those rules are, and I agree with it. Subject number 4 is art, so it's to pick a beautiful cover, and I'll be honest, a lot of my books have beautiful covers, so I picked one which I haven't shown you, and that is The Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne, and oh my god, look at this book. This is one of the Penguin Deluxe editions, and it's designed by Ruben Toledo, who also did a bunch of the other Penguin Deluxe editions, and just I got sucked in by the beauty of her hair then, but then it's got the metallic sort of string, I guess, on the A, and it goes all the way around, and I just love these flowers, and because it's a deluxe edition, it's got deckled edges and the flaps on the soft cover, and I just think everything about this book is beautiful. Subject number 5 is languages, and is to pick a translated novel. I got really excited when I saw languages because I was like, oh yes, I have so many books about linguistics. Oh, I have practically no translated novels. So for this one I picked, I think the only translated novel I've ever read, which is a bit of a shame I will admit, The Little Prince by Anton, French name. This is such a classic childhood book which I didn't actually read until I was 20, so I think I can appreciate it in a very different way than I would have if I read it when I was a child, and I think it's just beautiful. Subject number 6 is history, and we're picking a historical fiction, so I'm going to be really predictable and pick The Book Thief by Markus Zusak. I'm sure everyone already knows about The Book Thief, so I'm going to take a tangent and tell you that if you like The Book Thief, I can definitely recommend you read his first trilogy called the Underdog series. They're contemporary reads told from the perspective of a working class 15-year-old living in Sydney. They have absolutely no plot, but the writing is just stunning. If you like Marcus's writing in The Book Thief and in The Messenger, which I haven't quite read yet, but I definitely will be. If you liked his writing style in The Book Thief, I can definitely recommend you check these ones out because they are so underrated. And the last subject, subject number 7, is geography. And for this one, we get to pick a book which is set outside of the US or the UK. Which really is about half of the books on my bookshelf. I actually have 2 that I want to show you guys for these ones because I think they're really pretty. I haven't read either of these ones, but they are from the Penguin Australian Classics series. I'm predictable, I'm going to pick a book from Australia, and I think they're gorgeous. The first one is Picnic at Hanging Rock by Joan Lindsay, and the second one is A Harp in the South by Ruth Park. I actually am really keen to read both of these. I've read Playing Beady Bo by Ruth Park, and I really like it, and I've seen the really terrible movie of Picnic at Hanging Rock, so obviously I want to see where that awful movie came from. But I just think these covers are really beautiful. These books were insanely expensive. I think they were like $25 each, which hurts to think about, but they're gorgeous, and they've got the beautiful coloured papers, and I love them. That is the end of the tag, and actually marks the first time that I've recorded a video without scripting anything. So hopefully it makes sense. Quality booktuber. I'm actually going to tag some people today because I love getting tagged, and then I feel a little bit guilty if I don't tag some people in return, but I haven't thought at all about who I'm going to tag, or I don't know who's done this tag already, so I will leave those names in the box down below, so go check that out. And of course, if you want to do the tag, go ahead and do the tag. This has been another video brought to you by the rapidly setting sun outside my window. That's all I've got for today. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye.